How's it going, friends? Reckless Yuki here, and in today's video what we're going to do is explore the topic of which is cheaper, PCs or consoles for gaming. So stay tuned to the video and hopefully you guys enjoy. Alright, first before we get into the topic of this video, I like to state that I'm not biased in any way, whether you're a PC or a console gamer, whichever platform you choose to game on, as long as you're able to play the games that you want and with the people you want to play with, that's all that matters, and that's what's truly most important when it comes to gaming. But when it comes to performance versus price, I mean, that could be a subject all on its own. And as far as which is better overall for PC versus console gaming, that is another subject that has a lot of variables involved with it. And that's probably something I'll get into a later date, because just a little bit of background with me, I, for the most part, during my entire life, have been nothing but a console gamer, starting with the regular Nintendo back in like 1990, however old I was. Like when I turned 4 for my 4th birthday, my parents got me a regular Nintendo, and then I moved and evolved into the point where I could finally get a job to afford my own N64, and then from there it's been progressing into consoles ever since the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which I have over here and I game on regularly. But recently I got into PC gaming, as you can see with the build right behind me, because I really wanted a beast of a machine that can play and record games for your guys' entertainment, and so that's basically what I built here. And recently I started to build my Steam library and my PC gaming library, because I want to get more and more into PC gaming, especially because I have this PC now. I want to really utilize it for PC gaming, because in all honesty, you get better performance out of a PC as long as you bought a nice enough PC versus the console counterparts. And so that's what I really like focusing on my channel, is the highest quality. So that's why I purchased this PC. But when it comes to which is cheaper, it's something that I didn't really realize until recently, as far as how much cheaper PC games are compared to console gamers. And depending on what type of a gamer you are, if you're like a very light casual gamer where you might buy maybe just like a handful of games, like 1 to 4 maybe a year, then console gaming is definitely the better deal for you. But when you are a true heavy gamer where you probably, purchase like 10 or more titles a year, you might want to start leaning towards PCs as the better return for your dollar. Because I mean, even though you would pay more for a PC that can greatly outperform a console, you would definitely save money in the long run. And just to kind of prove this point, I'm going to bring up this picture on the screen now. So on the left hand side of the screen, you guys can read the titles of the games that I recently purchased, 9 in total, and they range from games that aren't even released yet, like Batman Arkham Knight, to games that are fairly old, like the older Batman Arkham series. And I have even some new games on here, like Mortal Kombat X, Project Cars, and Borderlands, a pre-sequel. And then just to kind of throw it in there, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which is definitely really old, but I really wanted to get it for the PC just to make sure I had a good copy in case my Xbox 360 ever decides to take a crap on me. At least I could still enjoy the game on the PC. At the top of the screen, you guys can see the 3 outlets I chosen for my price comparison. These are all relevant for the North America consumers, mainly the US. If you live in another country that possibly don't have one of these, I guess the best thing would be to insert whichever one that you guys have locally. But G2A and Steam are basically global, worldwide. That shouldn't really vary too much. But GameStop is a brick and mortar retailer here in the US, so you probably have something else if you're in the UK or somewhere else in the world. Just kind of insert whatever brick and mortar chain you guys have to buy your games, and that's kind of more prevalent for the console gamers, whereas G2A and Steam, most PC gamers would probably choose these outlets as far as when purchasing PC games. At least these are the 2 outlets I would choose when I'm purchasing PC games. And if I wanted to buy something for my console, I usually head over to GameStop just because it's more convenient for me personally. But anyways, looking at the prices of G2A, this is the site that I actually purchased my PC games on, and I paid a grand total of $149.38 for these 9 games. And if I compare that with Steam, without any Steam sales, I would have paid about $400. But one legendary thing about Steam that is basically made Steam famous is that they have their Steam sales where they slash the prices to almost a fraction of what they originally cost. And as you can see, the Batman titles, that are the older ones, were hacked and slashed and put on the Steam sale from $19.99 down to $4.99. And when I purchased these games, this was about last week, they didn't have the Steam sale going on, so I would have paid $19.99. But as I gather these numbers like 2 days ago to make this video, I noticed that they had a Steam sale because they're preparing for the release of Arkham Knight. So they basically put these out there as a bundle that you could purchase to, you know, get your backstory of the Batman series before the Arkham Knight officially releases. So that's why you see the prices drop there. So with the Steam sale that Steam was offering at this time, I could have saved about maybe 50-ish dollars, 45-ish dollars from them with the Steam sales, but that still doesn't compare to the $149 I actually spent for all the titles together. And then if we were looking at GameStop when it comes to console games, the prices that you see on the left under the GameStop column are all the prices for new copies. But one thing you could always do at GameStop is you could buy games used, but even when you buy games used, it's not really that huge of a savings. And on the right side with the parentheses, those were all the sale prices or all the pre-owned prices I was able to find from their website. So for GameStop, for all new copies of these games would cost me $360-ish dollars, whereas if I bought pre-owned when I could, it would have cost me around $305, but that's still nowhere to compare with $149.38. So everything that I shared with you guys was from my own personal experience when shopping with G2A.com, and I'm not affiliated or sponsored with them in any way. I just decided to make this video because I was basically taken away with the savings I was able to save by shopping at G2A compared to Steam, and also compared to going to GameStop to purchase the same titles for my consoles. And this kind of led me to the question as far as which is overall cheaper for you guys, whether it be PC gaming or console gaming. And for the longest time, I used to think it was console gaming because I mainly just looked at the prices of the consoles versus the price of a really nice gaming PC. And obviously, if you look at a really nice gaming PC for $1,000, $1,500, or even $2,000 at times, the performance of that PC would be better than a console. And even you could go with a bargain PC, get a gaming PC that can match the performance of a PlayStation 4 for about the same price if you're willing to look for the deals and kind of get the lesser quality parts, but it is possible. So then the overall subject is, what is cheaper for you? And I feel that if you're a heavy gamer, if you're able to purchase 10 plus games a year, going PC is definitely the way to go, because if you look at the example I showed you on the screen, I basically saved almost $200 versus a console by buying my games from G2A. Whereas if I went the console route, I would have had to pay $200 more. And then you have to factor that into how many games you actually purchase a year. And then you could kind of calculate how much savings you would have overall the life of the console. So if you're looking at getting a PlayStation 4 versus a PC and you're a heavy gamer, you definitely might want to consider the, you know, the PC. But if you're just someone who might in the life of the console purchase at most 5 games, then the console is probably the better way to go. But then again, there's other factors involved, whether you want exclusives or if you want to play with your friends who might only just play on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. So those are other factors when choosing console. But in this video, just to kind of focus in on one subject, because like I said, there's a lot of gray areas. Which is cheaper for you, PC versus console? Once again, it depends on the person. But if you're a heavy gamer who purchases a lot of games, PC is definitely the way to go. So anyways, that's it for the video. That's what I wanted to kind of share with you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed, and let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you think I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about, definitely post something in the comments. And if it feels that, or I'm kind of spitting, if I feel that it's worthy of a reply, I'll definitely reply, and I'll talk to you guys again in the next video. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.